Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Alright, so you're probably wondering, Adam, you did all that computer work. How did it turn out? Well, surprisingly enough, last night I was able to play Rust for like 7 hours straight, and it worked out good. It worked out really good. There was no crashes, there was no problems. The only issue is I'm running this, the old driver I believe was like 25.3.1 and I installed 25.4.1 alpha. That's what I put on there yesterday during the cutting back to the AMD card. And even though the driver did work, there was a bit of an issue with performance. I was getting less frames with the 9070 than I was with the 4060 with that driver. And I'm like, what the hell? When I was having all the stability issues, if you're wondering where I'm going to get chicken. I kind of want a chicken. Holy, I opened the door, the wind blows and okay, yeah, the wind is blowing. All my cardboard got knocked over. It's a freaking windstorm today, boys. Freaking windstorm today. Definitely not a day to be working outside, that's for sure. We'll see if my boat tent stays up. It's also pissing rain. Typical. They say May showers bring flowers, but it's frickin' April still, so pull up. Oh, so my brother just called me from my mother's new phone. Yeah, she had to get a new phone. She was, guys, you're gonna laugh. She's been using an iPhone 5C for the longest time on a pay-as-you-go plan with one of the best pay-as-you-go companies out there. That just finally folded. It was literally you just buy minutes and you have the minutes until you use the minutes. Brilliant setup. It was with Rogers and they were the last to shut down. This is illegal. Holy shit, this is illegal. This guy's parking with his trailer hanging off the end of the freaking... Anyway, she was using a 5C on a pay-as-you-go plan, and the problem is Rogers shut down pay-as-you-go. So she got a notification a couple months ago that her phone will no longer work. So she had to go out and buy a new phone, and my brother stuck her on a Samsung. But it was a $300 phone, so I'm thinking they're running the Alpha series, the A series, not the Sierra series. I don't even know what the A and the S stands for with Samsung, but she's probably running the A, I want to say 32. I don't know. I don't know. But my brother was asking me if I had any charging blocks and stuff, and I have tons at home that I can pass off to them. And he's like, they need USB-C to USB-C, and I'm like, no, they don't. They just need a USB-C in. They can use USB-A for the part that plugs into the power block. I'm like, if you have a fast charger, it'll take less time to charge, but you can pretty much charge it right off your computer's USB port if you wanted to. Not a big deal. Anyway. So mom got a new phone, dad got a new phone. They're probably both rocking the same Samsung phone because they don't need much. They don't do much with it, right? They just kind of call people and text, and that's about it. I don't even think dad checks his bank from it because both my parents, their eyeballs are so friggin' dilapidated that to look at a little screen like that with a banking app would not be bueno. So they use their iPads to handle all the bills and that, because 12.9-inch screen versus what, a cell phone's 6-inch screen, you get an extra 6 inches, and to some women that matters. So yeah, back on topic though. Yeah, I was running the computer with the new driver, and there's no problems, no thermal issues. The only thermal issue I'm having is, once again, that frickin' heatsink being so tiny and pathetic and unrealistic. Case temperature never went above 27 degrees Celsius, but the CPU was sitting at around 60 degrees Celsius. So like the CPU is almost double the heat of the case. And there's no way to change that because the back plate can't come out. Now, Noctua makes a heatsink, and I should have done my research before jumping on this Deep Cool one, because the Noctua one, not saying the Deep Cool one's a piece of shit, I'm just saying the Deep Cool one is great if you have a motherboard from like a company that's aftermarket, and you're not trying to jam something on a pre-built where they designed it where you can't modify it with aftermarket parts. Noctua, they have the bracket that physically connects to the stock Intel backplate. I don't even know what to call that part. And literally it's just standoffs and then two brackets that bolt into the heatsink, and you're off to the races. So that's way more better design, and I should have done my research. The only thing I don't like about the Noctua coolers is that stupid dark brown, light brown fan. I don't really like that color scheme. I don't know why they picked those plastics. A lot of people think, oh, no, that's great. It's like people who walk around with their iPhone outside of the case because it shows wealth. Well, it's the same people who purposely buy the light brown, dark brown Noctua fans and make them visible so people realize that you're serious about cooling your computer because you're a Noctua boy. I honestly could care less about that. I just would rather just have black fans. But I did find the same cooler in midnight black with black radiator and a black fan. But I already spent like $60 on this cooler. I don't know if I want to dump another $80 on another cooler. So that's the other thing that I'm kind of running into. Now, mind you, if I did buy another cooler, not a big deal, because this current cooler should theoretically work with AM4, AM5 on aftermarket boards. So if I decided later on to upgrade the video gaming PC to something more video game related, like a 7800 X3D or a 9800 X3D, I don't need to get some monsoon core crazy 16 core apparatus for the gaming PC. I need that for the editing PC. I need productivity on the editing PC. So for the editing PC, it would need the bigger processor, something insane. Like, it was my exhaust system, but it was the guy beside me. But I do need a way to keep that CPU a little bit cooler. But regardless, it didn't crash for 5 hours. The only problem is I was sitting at around 65 to 55 FPS, where on the older driver, I was hanging around 100 to 90 FPS. And I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. And I'm like, well, maybe the system's stable. I'll cut back to the default driver, the non-alpha, the original driver released in March. I cut back to it, played the game for 10 minutes, and it hard locked. So, yeah. It is confirmed that the driver is the issue. Not saying that I wasn't having thermal problems with that case. I was definitely having thermal problems with the Acer case. I'm not even going to try and say I wasn't because, yeah, like even with the 4060 in there, the case temps were still hitting like ridiculous 50 degrees Celsius and the CPU was sitting at 80 degrees Celsius. It was not good with a 4060 in there, and it would thermal throttle to save itself. And then I noticed some frame dippings into the 40s with the 4060. So the moment thermal throttling happened, that was a problem. Anyway, I'm down here at Independent. I'm going to go grab some chicken, and I'll be back. Alrighty, guys, we're back. We got chicken. It was funny. So when they print their labels for the chicken and stuff at the deli counter, they use thermal ink on thermal receipts. However, sometimes when they're expecting a large lunch rush and they don't get it, they end up packing up some chicken and then they'll put it off to the side on a hot plate. But when they print off the label for the chicken, the barcode goes underneath on thermal paper, which then sits on a hot plate. Every barcode on every product on that hot plate is now just a black square, or black rectangle. They're like, I go to pay for it, and she's like, oh, the barcode's gone. It's all black. And I'm like, oh, my God. And she's like, what? And I'm like, they're using thermal paper for printing their sticky receipts. And she's like, why would that be an issue? And I'm like, because this was sitting on the hot plate. She's like, I don't follow. I'm like, it's thermal paper. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, it reacts to heat. Like, unlike an inkjet that sprays ink on the paper, this uses heat to dye the paper from white to black. And she's like, oh, okay, now I see. She was, those hot plates get that hot? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's not like a thermal printer's throwing like 500 degrees friggin' Kelvin centigrade at the paper, you know? Like, it's not throwing 500 degrees Celsius at the paper. It's just throwing like maybe 60, 65 Celsius. So it's enough to get the paper to react and change color without, affecting the paper around it. So she gets Buddy to go back to grab another pack of chicken to have it scanned. But he's like, there's no barcodes on any of them. And I'm like, just go to the deli counter, bud, and tell them to print off another sticker. They're the ones who printed the first one. Like, holy, people can't think. People can't think anymore. I'm telling you, like, people are so process driven that they just can't think. They can't troubleshoot. They can't think outside the box. If there's a process laid down, like, to do this, you do this. If this fails, then whine, bitch, complain, call for help. Like, they can't just Okay, I got a problem. Take a step back, look at the problem. How was this problem started? Who did it? Oh, these guys did it. Okay, these guys might be able to remediate it. Go talk to them. Like, it's pretty freaking basic troubleshooting. If you wonder where I'm going, guys, I'm going to do my parents a solid. I'm going to run the Dollarama right now. They sell some power blocks, some USB-C cables. Mom and Dad both coming off of iPhone. Well, Dad should be fine because his old phone was a Samsung Galaxy S9 and he should have a USB-C for that thing. But I'm going to run the Dollarama right now and go scoop up some power blocks and USB-C cables so that they can charge their phones in comfort. And why am I going the Dollarama, guys? I've been running Dollarama power blocks since 2022 when they came out, and I really like them. They're good. They're not high quality, but 2.1 amps out or 2.4 amps out, whatever. More than enough to trickle charge a phone overnight. My brother sounded like he was like dying on the inside. He's super tired right now. He's got a crazy life, man. He's got a wife and 2 kids, and the kids are young. They're like, one's turning 11 in May, and the other one's turning 5 in August. So he's got a busy life of fatherhood. So the fact that he took time out of that schedule, plus he works a full-time job, so he's a busy guy. He took time. I could have went with my parents and got them phones, but my brother used to do a lot of, like, he used to work at the Rogers, he used to work at Bell. I don't think he worked at TELUS, but he knows a lot more about cell phone technology than I do, and he knows how to wheel and deal, and he knows the kind of deals they can give at the front counter versus what somebody else who just comes off the street would be able to get. Can I just move over? Is there cars coming? We're clear, and we're clear. I just did the most illegal lane change, but I didn't get caught, therefore it's legal. Mind you, I'm filming it, so that's stupid. I don't even know that's an illegal lane change. There's no threat to the public. It should be fun. We're going to run over here to Dollarama, scoop up some cables. Then we'll run over to the parents' house. We'll we'll drop them off. Then we'll run home, eat some chicken. But yeah, as far as the gaming computer goes, guys, was buying the case a bad move? I don't think so. The reason being is moving everything over to that aftermarket case now gives me a bed where later on, once this Acer Loser Nitro Suckface starts just not working, rather than going out and buying a new case, a new board, a new everything, I have a platform. Like, literally, if I wanted to upgrade this rig, all I'd have to do is go out and buy a processor, motherboard, RAM. I already got a good power supply in there. That 850 watt gold plated or gold series power supply is mucho bueno. I already have SSDs NVMe's coming out my ass. I have a few 1 terabytes, a few 2 terabytes. Like, I have, if I take the ones out of the Acer and I take the ones out of the one that I put on my laptop that I really don't need in there, and the other one that I put in my enclosure, if I take all those SSDs out, that's 4 NVMe SSD M.2 whatever friggin' drives. I can move those over to a board, because now motherboards nowadays, holy shit, they're just coming with NVMe slots. Like, I was looking at one board on Newegg, 'cause I started window shopping just to see what's out there. I don't want to make a move till AMD's next gen, but started window shopping and looking to see what exactly is out there and what kind of toys they have. And, like, it's not uncommon for a cheap board to have like 5 PCI NVMe slots. All right, I'm gonna park back here. Yeah, you're probably thinking I'm gonna crash into that car, but I'm a good pilot, guys. I'm a good pilot. All right, let's run into Dollarama real quick, grab that shit, and we'll head over to the parents' house. Man, I hope tomorrow's a nicer day than today, let me tell you. Cold, she's wet, she's windy, and she's a day that everybody is out shopping. Because it's cold, it's wet, it's windy, you might as well get your shopping done, and then when it's sunny and beautiful out, then you go to the beach. But, yeah. I'll let this person go, because if I start encroaching, they're going to freak out and sit there like an idiot and not know what to do. All right, next step is go to the parents' house. I bought 2 power blocks, 2 cables. Call it $1. I miss it when it was like $1 an item. Like, you could just walk in there, grab 10 items, and it was $1 a piece. I know, I think in the US they have a store called the Dollar General, and I think everything in there is still $1. Anybody in the US, can you confirm that? Or did you guys Did your dollar stores also end up becoming more expensive? I know the Dollar Tree is now the Dollar Tree Fitty because, freak's sakes, their prices went up. I also bought a Rockstar. It ain't no monster, but the caffeine will put some pep in my step, and that's all that really matters, man. That's all that really matters to me. Oh, I'm going to need to get some gasoline soon. It's only been a month and a week. I should probably get it before the election on Tuesday, because if carbon tax Carney gets in, that $1.22 over there is going to be $2.22. Come on, turn green, you son of a bitch. See, you swear at it and it works. But yeah, I don't think upgrading the case was that big of a loss, because it did lower the system temperatures. In turn, it should lower the CPU temperatures. But like I said, that heatsink on that CPU is pretty pedally ass. And I'm debating on buying the Noctua heatsink and tossing that on there. Buddy did show a substantial drop in CPU temps. But the thing is even if I wanted to, I couldn't overclock the i5 13400. Number one, because it's not unlocked. It's not a K series. Remember Intel did that, where they had the K series that were unlocked, and then the F series that has no video card in it, and then they have their base model. Then they have the KF, which is basically unlocked and no video card. Like my 13400F doesn't have an iGPU. There's no Intel GMA 620 in there. It's literally just a processor. You have to have a discrete video card, otherwise you're not going to see shit on your displays. But I'm going to put some thermals on the windshield here. Starting to get a little condensation on the inside. Yeah, we'll scoot over to the parents' house and drop this shit off. Have a look-see at their new Celemophones. See what they got. I'm assuming my brother said they're $300, so I'm assuming A series. I doubt they would have sold them phones that are end of life already. So if that's the case, I could have just gave Dad my S20 and called it a day. But the S20's end of life, which sucks because there's nothing wrong with that phone. Right now, it's being used as a glorified Steam Deck. Sorry, Stream Deck, not Steam Deck. I'm literally using it to control OBS. Like, that's all I'm doing. I was gonna buy a Stream Deck, but then I saw the price of them, and the fact that we never stock them at our Best Buy is kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, I honestly don't think that, I think right now, the way the Acer's working, it's fine. I think once AMD optimizes their drivers a little better, and with enough bitching from the community, and people threatening to go back to NVIDIA, which I don't know what you go back to. NVIDIA, they're in a whole world of pain right now. I wonder if my brother's still there. I wonder if I'm about to block him in. Some of these guys put a lot of work into these old PMQs. This whole area used to be personnel military quarters. Yep, my brother's still there. All right, I'm gonna pop in real quick, and can't see around this freaking corner, all these stupid damn trees. All right, guys, I'm gonna pop in. I'm not gonna bring the camera because my dad doesn't like being on camera anymore, so there's a reason behind it. It's Nunya. But I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Alrighty, let's get the frig out of here. Jesus, Murphy. Come over just to drop off some cables. And Dad is having issues setting up his email because he doesn't know the password to his email account. Which you would think, simple solution. Call the provider, get the password either A, reset, or B, because the forgot password on their website says call tech support. So you got to call in. Call into the fiber op tech support number, because that's who we have. They're like, sorry, we can't help you. We're going to have to send you to Bell Alliant. So they forward us to Bell Alliant. Bell Alliant's like, no, we don't do this. We mainly service business customers. You're a residential customer. So they forward us to another department. Next thing you know, I'm talking to some dickhead at Simpatico, which is another ISP. I'm working with them. They can't help me. They transfer me back to Bell Alliant. Bell Alliant's like, sorry, we're for business people only. You need to talk to another division. They send me to another division, which sends me to another division, which sends me to another division. I literally, for the past 2 hours, have been playing Ring Around the Rosie with Beltex because that company is so convoluted and ridiculous for something simple like I just need to reset a freaking password. So in the end, I gave up. I know Dad has it written down in a book. Problem is, he has no idea where he put that book. So I told him, I said, listen, you got your email on your laptop, you got your email on your iPad. It's not mission critical to have it on your new cell phone. You don't need it on there. You can check your email on both your iPad and your cell phone. I can't pull the password from the keychain on the cell phone. It's not letting me. So I flat out told them, find that book, or, you know, you're retired, you have time. Sit on hold with Bell and play Ring Around the Rosie. Maybe one day you'll come across somebody competent who can actually pull your password and give it to you, because this is frigged. This is just ridiculous. But yeah, I get there, my brother's like, oh yes, thank God you're here. I'm like, why? And he goes, because you can take over, I gotta leave. And I'm like, for crying out loud. Going over just to drop off some power bricks, and next thing you know, I get rope-a-doped into doing tech support. I almost wish I would have brought at least my microphone in, just so I could have voice recorded the nonsense going back and forth between me and Bell. Because like, Jesus Murphy. And the worst part is like, when I used to work for the call center back in the day on the help desk, we got bought out by Bell, and I saw our old tech support number on there, and I'm like, what the hell is this doing here? Like, why is that number still active? Who the frig is calling that number for service? It's all Bell now. Bell bought us out and changed everything. Done with my running around. I can finally go home and have some chicken. It's 4:30 now. I left the house, it was what, 1:30? Spent 2 hours at my parents' house trying to figure this bullshit out. What a fight on site. Dad's like, you're not allowed to leave till I have my email. And I'm like, well, I'm leaving because you don't have your password. I'm sorry, bud. Your mission, find that damn book. Because he literally wrote everything down in a book, all of his passwords for everything. Because as you get older, your memory fades, and having backups is good to have. So problem is we don't know where the backup is. And it is pissing rain out right now like a son of a goof, and it is so freaking annoying. Hopefully tomorrow's nice. It would be nice to have at least one good day this weekend, but whatever. So I'm going to go home. I'm going to scarf down some chicken. It's going to be good. Can't freaking wait. All these people with Rochefords on their driveways, if they get their way, they can kiss their house goodbye, because they're going to be paying taxes on the equity. Good times. Enjoy, bud. Enjoy. Yep, the liberal way. You'll own nothing and be happy. You'll own nothing and be happy. Hey guys, for you people out there who own nothing, how happy are you? I'm just wondering. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I'm home. I need to eat. I'm freaking starved. I haven't eaten anything all day. And I wasn't supposed to be gone that long, but I was. Hey guys, it's currently 10:47 p.m. Got back to my parents' house at 4:30, had some chicken, and then was like, oh shit, I have 3 Rust videos that I've done in the past 2 weeks ago and never edited. I've been editing since like 5:30. I put on Fillian's live stream on Twitch on the television and just started cutting videos. One video was 3 hours long. The other video was 2.5 hours long, and the third video was just how to blow up buildings in Rust using propane tanks. I finally finished. Editing for Rust is brutal, and I realized the problem is I'm editing these like a vlog. Literally, I edit like a vlog game footage. I don't know how well that's going to turn out. Like I said, the Rust channel is just me having fun. It's not really just a Rust channel. I might put other games on there like Schedule 1, or if another amazing survival game comes out that I really enjoy, I might switch over to that. Like, I don't know. But that channel is just a fun channel. If it goes somewhere, cool. If it doesn't, who cares? There's no scheduled uploads on it. It's just me doing whatever the frig I want when I want and having fun doing it. Why am I not using Skaven Games? I tried uploading videos of Skaven Games. That channel is so dead that the videos aren't getting pushed to people's feeds. So, and that's the problem with YouTube, is if you were a consistent uploader and then you take a 1-year hiatus, the algorithm will stop pushing your content to people's feeds. And that's a bit of an issue, but not really. That's how YouTube's intended. Like, you notice if you, like I've seen it on the Skivens channel, on this channel, where people are like, holy shit, dude, you still make videos? I was going through my subscriber feed and I saw your username and I went and checked it out, and I don't know why these videos aren't coming into my feed. Well, they're not coming into your feed because you haven't watched in a while, especially when I took that 7-month hiatus when I was with now my ex, but at the time my girlfriend, because I had no time to film. I had no time to do anything YouTube related. I think I was putting out like 2 videos a month, and it literally caused some issues where now I'm trying to get back to daily and just get back on with what I enjoy doing. But yeah, we're finally done. 3 videos edited. 2 of them are uploaded. Just finished rendering the third one. Just gonna send it, boys. So did anybody else watch the fight between Eddie Hall and the other guy? I can't remember his name. It's like, I don't know, it's pretty long. There was like a strongman versus strongman MMA fight. Literally, guys, it lasted 30 seconds. Fight started, they went at it, a couple punches. Eddie landed a good headshot. Buddy buckled, and he tried to grapple Eddie. Eddie threw him to the ground, got on top of him, just started laying the mitts, just beating the shit out of him. Buddy rolled onto his front and tried to protect the back of his head. And Eddie just started feeding side shots like crazy, and the ref called it game over. It was like an amazing 30-second battle. I'm so proud of Eddie for winning that one. He apparently challenged Jake Paul and Logan Paul in a 2-on-1. It's not the first time he's done that either. He challenged two other MMAs, I should say, challenged him one time. Not sure who they were. They're champions in the lightweight, which if you're like a lightweight, what the frig are you doing going up against Eddie Hall, who's like 400 frickin' pounds or something like that. He's like 260 some odd kilos, but like he's a tank. Like he's just a beast. That's why he has it tattooed on his body. But yeah, he threw those guys around like rag dolls. That was a funny fight. But no, this guy here that he went up against had the height advantage and the reach advantage, but it didn't matter. Eddie's just a beast, and he just went to town, went to work, and got the job done. So right on, Eddie. That was a good fight. But anyway, guys, I'm going to shut this vlog down here because I got nothing else going on tonight. I don't know what's going on tomorrow. I don't even feel like editing this one tonight, so I'm probably going to edit this one tomorrow, because I just finished spending like friggin' 5 hours editing and probably 6 hours editing, and I'm done with touching Sony Vegas right now. Magic's Vegas, I should say. I keep calling it Sony Vegas. Old habits die hard, bud. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, click that like button. Hopefully Dad can get through to some dickhead at Bell and get his password reset, because let me tell you, that company is just a train wreck. I also have Bell Fiber Internet. I don't use their email address. I just can't be bothered. When I was with a previous company, I was using their POP account. And the problem is the company went belly up and the POP accounts were gone, so you had to migrate everything over. So why not go with a company that probably won't shit the bed in a couple weeks? So, you know, that's the reason why a lot of people use Gmail or Yahoo Mail or Hotmail or Live Mail or whatever the frig. And a lot of people don't use the email that comes with their ISP because it's probably not the greatest email to use. So like if you have Google phones, using Gmail is perfect because it integrates right into the phone system. If you have Apple phone, well, you can install the Gmail app, so that's pretty dope. But yeah, hopefully he can get that all resolved. Their new phones are pretty nice. I think they're called the Samsung A60 something. What the frig phone is that? What the frig phone do they have now? Mobile phones, smartphones. They didn't spend much money on it, but like it's got the 3-camera salute out back. It's fairly cheap. It wasn't an S series. I'm surprised Mom didn't get an iPhone, but when she saw the price of them, she was like, yeah, no. No. Samsung A16 is the phone they got. $316 straight out the door. It's not a bad phone either. Like, it's pretty dope. Mom doesn't like it because it's too big. She's coming from an iPhone 5C where the screen was like 3.5 inches. So this phone here has a way bigger screen on it, a way bigger footprint, way bigger hands required to hold it. Like 6.7 inch display versus like the 3.5 inch on an iPhone 5C. The camera system on the back is your typical Samsung cameras. You know, you got the 3 cameras for different things, probably macro, zoom lens, and standard. Oh yeah, it has an ultra wide 5 megapixel camera, main camera of 50 megapixels, and a 2 megapixel macro camera. And then you have a 13 megapixel camera up front, which, you know, for what they do, that'd be more than enough. I don't know what processor's in it. It has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. That's about all I can really tell you about that. But Dad seems happy with his. Mom will just have to learn hers. Not a big deal. Literally, they use their phones to call people and to text. It's not really crucial. We just got to get Dad's email moved over to his new phone. But like I said, we need a password, and Bell is about as useful as taste buds on an arsehole. So that being said, hopefully he gets it and I can go over and just configure his Outlook with his pop mail, and then he'll be good to go. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, Live it to win it and pace the frig out.
Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.